And we are back. We are live at the Chicago Football Classic. And joining us for a halftime recap, we've got our reporter out on the field, Joshua Hicks, to give us an update. So, Joshua, how is it?
It is electrifying out here. Currently, the score right now is 14-8 with literally 10 seconds left in the game. So we got one more play, and Morehouse just scored.
Wow.
So the score is now 14. It's actually tied, 14-14.
14-14.
14-14, bearing the extra field goal kick. Very last second pass thrown in the middle of the field to the end zone. Morehouse has tied the game. As of right now, there are no flags being thrown. So we are looking at a tied football game at this present moment heading into halftime. We are now waiting for the field goal, the extra point field goal to be kicked. And as long as that is good, Morehouse may enter halftime with a 15-14 lead.
Give us a little bit of some of the highlights from the first half.
Some of the highlights really was more electrifying from the fact that Kentucky State was really driving the ball down the field, especially from a run perspective. But one of the biggest things is unfortunately a player from Morehouse, number 12. He unfortunately took a nasty hit to the hip. Kind of got the wind knocked out of him, but he is okay. He did get back into the game. At the present moment, we are now heading into 3 seconds left. Morehouse did make the field goal, so it's 15-14. But for the most part, the name of the game was pretty much the run game, and how Kentucky State was really able to move the ball down the field, with Morehouse struggling a little bit, but really kicking into high gear towards the end of the second quarter. So it's an electrifying game, a lot of back and forth play. But at the end of the day, it's a tight one. It's a really tight game heading into halftime, and we are now preparing for the Battle of the Bands event, which is obviously one of the biggest highlights of the HBCU Classic, right? You can't have an HBCU Classic without the Battle of the Bands taking place at halftime. So both bands heading it down on the field right now. We are preparing for the Battle of the Bands event, and the second half, more will be coming your way. But at the end of the day, right now, first half, it's pretty electrifying.
Well, now, can you bring us a little bit of the Battle of the Bands as they come on the field? I'm sure it's going to be quite a show. You know, this is the reason why a lot of people come to the Chicago Football Classic is for the bands, and it inspired that movie Drumline, because you know this is where the major talent is at our HBCUs with these bands, and it's a whole performance.
Most definitely. Matter of fact, we had a chance to talk to Morehouse's leader when it comes to the band. And he already said he is on his Dr. Lee impression as we speak. One band, one sound. You'll see if Morehouse has a chance to be able to display that within the Battle of the Bands here at halftime.
All right. Well, that is fantastic. We're excited because we know it's going to be quite a show. And now you mentioned that one of the players got a little bit injured, but he was able to come off the field and he's okay.
Yes, he is okay. And he just got the wind knocked out of him, but he's okay.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Definitely don't want anybody to get hurt. And you know, a lot of pro recruiters come to this game because they're looking to see who might be a possible candidate. So maybe you turn the camera there a little bit and give us a bit of a glimpse of perhaps what we have in store in terms of a halftime show, because we want to see a little bit and give our audience a chance to enjoy this presentation. You know, these bands are serious. The way they practice, the way they work out, it is amazing. So take a look and enjoy this show from the Chicago Football Classic halftime. And you know, one of the things that a lot of students who are thinking about going to college, they look at these bands, they look at some of the schools because they're considered. They want to see. Here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the mighty marching band hailing to you from atop the highest elevation points for the city of Atlanta, Morehouse College. Unlike any other Drum majors, the field is yours. Strive for the heights. Traveling 718 miles for your state of Georgia.
Yes. Well, that was a bit of the performance for the Chicago Football Classic. And, we had a really quick start to the game. Both teams scored first quarter. And so a lot of the recruiters, those who are looking at possible recruits for pro football teams, they are considering some of these players. And so this is a time for them to do their best. And we've got a little clip we can share with you from the first quarter. It's exciting to watch, but also it's exciting for them to be able to play on the historic Soldier Field. This is the historic Soldier Field where the Chicago Bears play. And so here's just a little bit of some of the first quarter action between Morehouse and Kentucky State. And we are back. You are watching On Air Daily News, where we are live at the Chicago Football Classic. And it's the halftime show, which naturally, if you are there and especially watching from high up in the stands, you know that that is quite a demonstration of mathematical precision as they create imagery with their marching band and the performing dancers and all of that. So the synchronicity is just amazing. And of course, many of these musicians are on scholarship. They are looking to be professional musicians. So this is a chance to showcase their talent. So we are going to be coming to you again with more highlights coming out of the halftime. The score is 15-14 with Morehouse ahead 1 point. And this is quite a display of talent for our young people. And as we always remind those attending, this is a scholarship program. The Chicago Football Classic raises money for students wanting to attend college, and every year, students are able to actualize their dreams as a result of this presentation. And we'll be back to talk more about those who have helped to make it happen. I'm going to show you a little bit of the press conference kicking off this event. And this is one of the ways that so many students are able to attend college because they're receiving scholarship money. These historically black colleges and universities, well, they are high class institutions and they require some financial investment. So many times, the students who are attending, they're looking for ways that they can get financing. Not every student wants to come out of school with an with a armload of debt and inundated with so many loans to repay. So these kinds of programs make it possible for many students who are desiring to make it to college and maybe have their talent recognized, which is a way that they can find a way to attend without paying, getting those scholarships. This is a chance to not only recognize that talent, but display it for so many others who are looking for perhaps athletic talent as well as musical talent. So the halftime show is also just as important in showcasing the tremendous work that's being done by these students. And it definitely is a year-round event, annual event that many look forward to, and the stadiums are always packed with football fans as well as supporters of a very important scholarship program for students. So we want to give you a chance to take a look at what some of the students are able to achieve as part of this program, but also recognizing that some of the students that participate each year, when they become alumni, they come back and give, which is a critical thing to do as well. Those who realize that they are being allowed an opportunity to go to school, they see how important it is in the shaping of your future, your career, your destiny. And they will take the time to go back and give a helping hand to many students who also are looking for some kind of way to make it to school. It's not always easy for parents to cough up the funds to send their child to an HBCU or any college institution because it costs. And one of the things that this annual Chicago Football Classic does is reward those families who are diligently trying to make ends meet, but just need a way to get that extra funding for a college education, which in many instances is a 4-year investment. So if you have a student that is seriously considering going to college, we want you to be encouraged that there are programs, there are opportunities, there are people who are working toward making that happen and are doing all that they can to encourage those who have financial means to raise the money to help those deserving students. So we report to you on the on air daily news every day so that you can make some choices about what you want to support with your dollars. And this is an effort that's worth supporting. So, On Air Daily News gives you daily updates of what's happening in the world. And today, of course, you can go to onair.dailynews.com and you will get some of the political updates. Of course, we know we're in the middle of an election year, and this is important because we have a chance to make a choice. But also, people all around the country are doing things that affect our lives, and we keep you abreast and informed on Air Daily News. So just go to onair.dailynews.com and you'll get a dose of some uplifting news, some news that can inspire you and remind you that in this world, there are people who are making a difference, and you can be one of them. Bringing you coverage on sports, on education, politics, and international news from all around the globe, news from the White House, and news from your house. If you've got something to share, go to onair.dailynews.com and get a dose of some uplifting, informative, even inspiring daily news. We're here for you. And we want to encourage you to participate because the world needs your energy. And if you're a sports fan, we definitely encourage you to keep in touch with our on air sports team as we go about the process of sharing those talented athletes and all that they do. We're here for you. And we're going to bring you some more from the Chicago Football Classic because we've got a chance to see some athletes that have don't always have exposure. There are many athletes who deserve to see some kind of exposure to the possibility of being seen by professional recruiters. And so this football classic is a way that their schools can be highlighted and their athletes can be examined. Sometimes the athletes who have the most talent don't always get the most attention. And depending on whether or not your school is known for its football team, recruiters may or may not come to see your games. So the Chicago Football Classic performed right here on the grounds of Soldier Field, where the world famous Chicago Bears are regularly uh, seen on TV. It's a way for our HBCU teams to get that kind of exposure. So we always want to encourage sports fans to come out to this event. Chicago teams do fantastic. We've had championships in pretty much every sport. And the Chicago Football Classic is definitely one of those sports that draws young and old. Of course, you know, Chicago is home to the championship team of the Chicago Sky. We've had a championship hockey team, championship baseball teams, championship football teams. Chicago is a city of champions, and we bring you the latest games live when we can, and of course, give you some live updates. And we're looking forward to more news and interviews with some of the top players on our top teams to give you some inspiration on perhaps your sports career if you're aspiring to that. It's not easy being an athlete. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice, and definitely a lot of commitment if you are going to have sports as a career. And if you intend to attend college on a sports scholarship, that means you need to be a top high school athlete, which means you need to master academics as well as your athletics, because many times the athletic teams require a minimum of excellence in your academic pursuits. You are a student first and foremost. So when you get a chance to participate in an athletic competition, you have to earn that right by being an outstanding student. So we're looking forward to more highlights from the Chicago Football Classic. And one of the exciting things about this classic is that they're giving away a car. Yes, this is going to be not only a contest between teams, but also it is a chance for people to win an automobile at the football classic. It is not only a scholarship program, but you get a chance to participate in a raffle that just might earn you a new vehicle. So we're also going to give you an opportunity to see who wins that car today. It is a beautiful automobile, something that those who are a part of this program will definitely enjoy the opportunity to see and win and drive away, because this again, for those who are supporting this effort, we know that they're committed. They're committed to uh, this effort in making sure that the Chicago Football Classic continues. It has been going on since 1997, and it continues on today, where a lot of people have participated in this classic. A lot of people have been a part of the classic. A lot of people have learned about HBCU institutions through this classic. Many students are not aware of the history of the Chicago Football Classic, as its support of the historically Black colleges and universities. And if you think that these games are worth the time, then you want to go to the Chicago Football Classic's website at chicagofootballclassic.org, I believe, and take a look. And also, you've got a chance to support some of the other programs that happen to be a part of the Chicago Football Classic. The whole weekend is full of events encouraging students to get involved. And we're going to show you a few scenes from the Chicago Football Classic, give you a chance to see the excitement, and also to understand the work that goes into these performances. Many of the people who send their children to these schools are people who have many children, and sending more than one student to college is more than a notion. So it's exciting to be able to watch, but to know what goes into this process, it's amazing. And it's definitely something that we want to encourage. We want to encourage more families, because this is history. These schools, all of them have an amazing history, and all of them are excellent in what they present. So let's see if we can show a little bit from the Chicago Football Classic, and getting you giving you a glimpse of some of the work that goes into these presentations as they perform magnificent acts of, I guess you could say, choreography is what it really is. It's choreography at its best. And many of the performances that are seen by fans from all over, they're choreographed by the students. So that shows that they've got some serious talent. They know how to put on a show, and they are very much equipped at creating a performance that entertains. So we want to give you a glimpse of this magnificent halftime show where many are watching those who have practiced for weeks and weeks for this special day. And let's see if we can hear some wonderful musical sounds from those who have. Let's see. We want to give you a chance to hear a bit. And here we. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let's go back here. We want to see if we can give you a little bit of the sound from this presentation today, because these students, they really are of a professional level when it comes to their music, and they are many of them, as we said, scholarship recipients. They are students who have uh, worked hard and have made it possible uh, to promote the school in very positive ways. If people remember anything, they're going to remember music. And so they remember the music from these schools, and they remember the performances. And these are performances. So let's see if we can give you a little bit of the choreography that comes with these performances, because they most definitely are world class when it comes to what they produce. Yes. So there we have it. A little bit of that halftime show. Definitely a show that you would enjoy. And if you were part of it, it shows your talent and your skill and your dedication as a performing artist. And as always, these bands are able to really showcase some major talent, especially because they practice hour after hour after hour. And then in anticipation of being on Soldier Field for the Chicago Football Classic, it is amazing. It is definitely a lifetime opportunity, people watching from everywhere. And it's also a chance for people to get to know what these schools offer in terms of a music program. There are students who are looking to be performers and looking for schools that have a good band, a good marching band, a good concert band, a good music program where they're willing to pay a scholarship in order to be a, to have a student that can add to the music program. So it is more than just a football game. It's a means of perhaps recruiting some of the best talent and giving those who have aspirations of being a part of the creative part of the program a chance to see what this school offers. So we're definitely impressed with what so many students bring to this experience at the Chicago Football Classic. And we'll bring you a glimpse of another performance. So take a look. And if you've got a student that is perhaps interested in attending an HBCU, well, we've got some great examples here. So just take a look. Wait, let's give you a chance to see the whole. All right. Yes, there we are. More excitement, more talent, more students that are doing quite a bit to demonstrate the skill level that they have. And it's more than just music, it's choreography, it's mathematics. When you can be that organized with that kind of synchronicity in your movements, it's a lot of skills that go into that. And so these students are demonstrating what it means to be a part of a marching band at an HBCU, historically Black college and university. So today's matchup between Kentucky State and Morehouse brought out some great talent as well as opportunities for people to see some great football. And one of the things we want to encourage people to do is to give. You can go to the Chicago Football Classics website and look at all the programs that are offered. It's definitely something that we encourage because this is a positive example of what can be done when you decide to get involved, to make a difference. And the founders of this program have, in fact, made a difference in so many lives since the onset of this particular program. It is a program that empowers so many students across the nation, and it gives them an opportunity to have a cultural experience along with their educational experience, because the Chicago Football Classic is one of the ways that HBCUs get to highlight what those schools really represent. And we, of course, give you a full story in on the on air daily news website because we want you to understand the history and the importance of this program as a college fundraiser. And the Chicago Football Classic Scholarship Fund is returning to Soldier Field today, September 21st, with an exciting matchup between Morehouse College and Kentucky State, two outstanding institutions of higher education. And this Football Classic raises funds for scholarships for students attending an HBCU and any of the historically Black colleges and universities across the nation. And of course, the founders of this event have been working for years, ever since 1997, in creating a means whereby athletes and students can benefit, and it offers a chance for outstanding musicians to be displayed during that very vigorous halftime performance. So it's an easy way to help if you want to be a part of the program. So we'll be getting another update before the end of the show here to basically encourage the support and the financial investment for people who want to see our students continue and want to see them excel. We want to definitely encourage that because it is a program that is ongoing, and it's a program that is successfully highlighting students at historically Black colleges and universities. And of course, if you are interested in being a part of this, then you may want to be a sponsor. You can go to chicagofootballclassic.org and see all of the many programs that are available. It's an easy thing to do because it's right there online And we encourage you to be a part of the process of empowering our young people to go to college. It's definitely something we want to encourage. And college is attainable. We don't want anyone to believe that it's out of their reach. So you can go to uh, the website and take a look at all of the fantastic programs that are available. And it's an easy uh, decision to make when you look at all of the things that are done, the scholarship program, the events. It's truly amazing. Definitely something that's worth the investment, worth the time, worth the energy to put forth. And you can see you've got the Morehouse Tigers and the Kentucky State uh, Thoroughbreds, and it's definitely a game that is keeping the audience on their feet. And we want to just take a look at the scholarship program because that's what it's really all about. Creating a means where students can go to school. That's what all of this is for. And ultimately, when they get to college, have an exciting college experience. So we are excited to be able to bring you a little bit of the excitement as it happens and to see some of the talent that these schools display and to encourage you. If you are willing to participate, if your organization wants to even participate as a sponsor or simply buy a block of tickets for next year's game, you can go to the website right there, which is chicagofootballclassic.org. And perhaps you'll have some students that want to attend a school or just want to attend a game and support the athletes. So we're excited to be able to bring you this presentation today. And we want you to stick around on the on air Facebook and YouTube channel so we can bring you some highlights as we wrap up today's game. I'm Naima Latif with On Air Daily News, and we will be bringing you the wrap up of the Chicago Football Classic. We'll be back, and you stay close. We know it's going to be a nail biter because they've been going neck and neck throughout this entire game. So it's an even match and definitely a game to go down in history. The 2024 Chicago Football Classic at Soldier Field in Chicago.